Okay, welcome back to Normski TV. It's a nice warm day. It wasn't as hot as yesterday. Thankfully, mate, I was dying. But listen, yeah, we spoke about Coutinho. Yesterday we spoke about him being seen at Conley training ground with his representatives, and it seems as if this story is gathering some pace with regards to Coutinho. I mean, according to the media, Arsenal news station, they're saying that that Philippe Coutinho, as the rumours have intensified today, and it seems as if that he's agreed personal terms with Arsenal after holding talks at the London Conley on Friday afternoon. You know, he's been strongly linked with a move to Arsenal in the last few weeks, and if this is the case, they're saying that there's a possibility that this is a deal that could definitely go through. You know, his agent Kier Jarapian is obviously involved in this, as he's involved with the Willian deal, amongst other players that he has under his books. But wow, if this is the case, then it looks like something is going to take place. Let's just read on. It says it's claimed that the report that Coutinho has initially knocked back the offer, but then changed his mind and asked for more time to consider it, as the player wanted to see if Arsenal would qualify for Europe before making a final decision. Well, we've now qualified for Europe, albeit the Europa Cup, but at least we're playing in Europe. And having beaten Chelsea in the FA Cup final last weekend, then it seems that this is enough to persuade Coutinho to make the move to North London. So this is kind of like, wow, you know, if we do it, then he's not a bad player to have in the side. Just reading some of the Twitter, it says printed edition of Catalan Sports says Arsenal have agreed personal terms with Coutinho to come to Arsenal. They now have to agree on the deal with Barca. And when you think about it, there's talk that Arsenal want to try and get Barcelona's help with the wages. He's currently on £240,000 a week. That's a lot of money. It's an awful lot of money. And you know, it's a case of whether Barcelona could pay half the wages. This is something that's been muted in the media in the last few days. And I believe that if they could come to some agreement with that, I think they're talking about potentially a 9 million loan deal. And with Arsenal paying half of his wages and Barcelona taking care of the other half, then I think this deal is possibly a doable one. So it looks as if what we spoke about yesterday, that the representatives were seen at the training ground, seems as if it's true now, because this is now taking pace. So guys, again, please put it in the comments. Let me know what you think, because as I said, this story definitely isn't going away. So we may hear something in the next coming days. And if that's the case, as I said yesterday, I feel he's a good acquisition to come to the side. Now, you know, I talked about this again yesterday with regards to some players that are going to be surplus to requirement. And I know there was some disagreement with Mikel Arteta and the board, especially with the likes of Ainsley Maitland-Niles, who I said is a great, you know, player that can play in all the different positions. Utility player that can play in all the different positions. I know, you know, Mikel doesn't want him to go, but the board are looking at it differently, because they need to raise funds in order to go ahead with funding the transfer market in terms of who they want to get. So there are 4 players, namely, whose future looks very uncertain. And according to the Mirror, let me just see who they're talking about. They're talking about obviously Maitland-Niles, Mathieu Guendouzi, Lucas Torreira, and Socrates. These are people that have been deemed surplus to requirement. Now, in terms of their values, again, please let me know in the comments what you think in terms of their value. Now, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, I believe he's 23, 24. Again, I can't remember his age. Still young, still got a lot of time ahead. If we do sell him, what sort of price do you think we should sell him for? I know it's not what we want to hear, because I do believe this guy is really doing well, and I hope that Arsenal will change their mind on it. But if they do go ahead and pursue this, what price do you think Ainsley Maitland-Niles should go for? If I was going to let him go, you'll probably be looking at around about the 20, 25 million pound mark. In the case of Mathieu Guendouzi, I would say at one time he was worth 70 million. Obviously, because of his antics, and obviously with the COVID situation and the pandemic, his price tag has gone down. But I would try and see if we could sell him for at least 40 million. I think we could get that kind of price for him, 40 million. And I mean, that will take us our figure to 65 mil. Lucas Torreira, I think we could get 30 million for him. I know AC Milan are interested in him. There's a possibility that we could sell him for that sort of price. So you're talking there 90, 95 mil in total. The Socrates, we could get around about 10, 15 mil for him. So we're talking about over 100 million. Now, I don't know if this is, because again, I heard in the media that Arsenal have 100 million pounds to spend, or are they looking at a projection as what, if they sell these players, this is the sort of money that they're going to get in. Now, obviously, if we get this kind of money, then we could be looking at our transfer targets more seriously. And I spoke about it. Thomas Partey from Atletico Madrid. I mean, they've come out and said that they, under no circumstances, will be selling the player unless the buyout clause is met. And if it's not met, he stays at the club. So I think if we get, obviously, Arsenal got to start, pulling their fingers out and getting these, the monies in as quick and getting these sales done. Now, if that happens, then brilliant. We can start forging ahead with going for the targets that we need to get. So, you're talking about possibly a sale from those 4 players nearly over 100 million pound, which is possibly doable. But, we've got 58 days until the transfer window closes. It closes in October. So we've got time on our hands, but we really need to start moving quickly to get this thing done. Sorry, yeah, just to say, Ainsley Maitland-Niles is 22. So he's a very young player. So maybe you're probably talking 25, 30 mil for him. And I know Brighton have definitely a club that is interested in him. So let's see what happens concerning that. Any other news, just quickly? I mean, obviously the big news is the Coutinho personal agreement. So, and the fact that Arsenal are looking to try and see if they can, come to some sort of agreement with Barcelona to pay half the wages. I hope that can be done. There's also talk, there's some other rumours about James Rodriguez. Arsenal are interested in him, but I reckon that race has been run. And ever since the World Cup 2015, I believe, World Cup, he just hasn't kicked on. He's played at Real Madrid, and he just really has not done the business at all. Quickly, also looking at, I believe Strasbourg are looking to do a permanent deal with El Nene. He's on loan at the moment, and Strasbourg is a club. Well, he's back now with us, but Strasbourg is a club that's looking to try and do a permanent deal with him, which will see him leave the club. Now, I hope that is the case. I don't know how much money we'll get for him. Maybe in the region of around 10, possibly 15 mil. Again, that's more money coming in. You've also got the guy that plays for Roma, Mkhitaryan. They're obviously trying to buy him out of his contract. That's £200,000 off the wage bill. So if that can be done, then that'd be absolutely great news. Still waiting on news with regards to Gabriel Magalhaes. He's going to make a choice in terms of the club that he wants to go to. I think there's talk of him making a decision in the coming week, and so let's hope that it's Arsenal that he chooses, and that if that's the case, I know Arsenal are in talks with his representatives, but it's a case of what the player wants. I know Man United are in charge, Napoli were looking at him, but if we can get this guy, so he's only 22 years old, it's worth 30 million euros or 30 million, or even a little bit more, I think 30 million pounds. So if we can get him, that would be, two good centre backs that we've got, which is William Saliba and also this guy. So there's a lot happening, but the big news is that Philippe Coutinho has agreed personal terms with Arsenal, and that the representatives at the moment the Arsenal are in talks with Barcelona to see if they can go to look at agreeing paying half the wages. If that's the case, then this will take the momentum. This will start to speed up, and hopefully we'll hear some news in the coming week. Listen, please like, subscribe, and share, and please put a thumbs up on the likes because obviously this gives the channel traction. So listen, take care, and I'll see you on the next Transfer Daily.